Fear is the great motivator. The idea that the fall could still be happening was enough to convince most people to stop and give blood. According to Nurse Thomas, Dr. Canton was hoping to find someone with a natural immunity to the virus.
Soon as a doctor isolates a correct antigen, he'll make a vaccine. Could be any day now.
Nurse Thomas was Dr. Canton's greatest advocate. Said she was lucky enough to have met him before the fall. Apparently, he was a world-renowned expert on blood-borne diseases.
If anyone can beat this virus, it's Dr. Canton. He's been working day and night. The man is tireless.
It was comforting to know such caring people were trying to save humanity. And not only that, they offered every volunteer food and shelter for the night. Wasn't a big fan of hospital beds myself, but I'd learned never to turn down a meal. Besides the handful of us who'd stopped in to give blood, there were about a dozen patients who'd already begun to manifest the virus. They were receiving treatment, but there was a catch. The patients had to remain isolated under controlled conditions in order to properly monitor their responses.
Is there any progress? Is he better?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Murphy. I wish I had good news for you.
Please, just give him this.
Made it hard if you had friends or family waiting on the outside, not knowing if you'd come out alive.
Mr. Schumacher, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Your blood test indicates you're starting to manifest the virus.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't feel any different. But the nurse said I'd probably notice symptoms within the next 48 hours. She invited me to stay with the other patients until they either found a cure or I succumbed to the virus. I told her I couldn't stay. I just wanted to get home while I still had the strength.
If your family survived, Mr. Schumacher, they're susceptible like anyone else. When we find a vaccine, you can take it back to your family. If you change your mind, Mr. Schumacher, just let me know. Sooner we get you on a treatment, the better.
Fear is a motivator, but it's also contagious, like a virus. I could see it in the eyes of everyone at that hospital. I felt paralyzed, incapable of moving or even making a decision. Part of me said stay, other parts said run. But what choice did I really have? If I died on my way to Seattle, the last 8 months were a total waste. At least, staying meant a possible cure for me, my family, and the rest of humanity. Hardest thing to do sometimes is trust the road.